Introduce yourself for me.
Say, my name is Gregory Hayes, but back in the days, I was known as Kilo G. Today, they know me as Poppa G.
All right, my partner's Melle and Kev Mac. Gonna ask you a few questions about the origins and some history of the U.S. boys.
No problem.
Can you pinpoint the beginning of the U.S. and some of the people that were there in the beginning?
Yeah, but before the U.S., there's a part of the history that that very few people, unless they were there, know. Before the U.S., we were the young survivors. We were out of Roosevelt Elementary School, and we used to go downtown. We had our Levi jackets. We'd go downtown Compton to Exums, to Charleston's. You know, Charleston's had the cool hookup stuff. And we go downtown Compton and and take our Levi jackets and have them stenciled with these thick letters, say "Young Survivors." We, you know, it was more of a club than a gang, but we knew that we meant something because in those days, in Compton, there was this sort of kind of revolution going on. You know, we had the Panthers over here. We had in a school where we were taught Black history. We kind of knew our enemies, but we didn't know our enemies.
What year was that?
That was like 1970. The Young Survivors, you know. And
let's rewind. When did you land in Compton?
I landed in Compton, and I was born in 1957. We lived in Los Angeles. I was told we lived in Los Angeles about 24th and Main. And then my father, you know, he's from Kentucky, wouldn't know his name if he read it on the box. But he had 6 children, he had 6 jobs. And he saved up enough money for us to move to Compton over there by 135th and Central in Piru Hood. I mean, this is in the 50s. You know, we moved to Compton about 1959, while I was 2 or 3 years old. And man, those were beautiful days. It was like that neighborhood of Compton. Man, I lived next door to my kindergarten teacher. Across the street, we had a Black doctor. Next door, around the corner, the Boltons, their father was superintendent of Compton Unified School District. Man, you talking about Believer to Believer? Black Believer to Believer? Man, that's what we were, man. It was cool.
Sounds cool.
Man, it was awesome.
Are you comparing Compton to Leave It to Beaver?
Well, no, Believer to Believer. That's Black Believer. You hear me? Yeah, Black Believer, you know. And the thing is, all of our parents were from the South. And like the Boltons was from Texas, and we was from Louisiana, and others from Mississippi. It was first generation, and that got out of L.A. You know, that Central Avenue, South Central Los Angeles, which was in those days the Black Harlem of California. And but it was like, you know, it was all of that Harlem stuff going on. But when you move to the suburbs like Compton, over there 135th and Piru, 135th and Palmerlee, and all around there, man, you was doing pretty good, man.
So how long were you in that area for?
I was in there until I was 7 years old.
And then where'd you go after that?
We went Rosecrans and Randy. I was 7 years old. First time I went to jail.
Fruit Town.
They called it Fruit Town. You know why they called it Fruit Town?
Yeah.
Man, in those days, man, we were so poor. The only way we could survive was from the fruits on the tree. It was like manna from heaven. Every house, I don't know who planted those trees. Man, we had peach trees, plum trees, pomegranates.
Right.
We had grapes. We had every tree, man. Man, brother, we were starving, but we was eating. And we would take so much of the trees. We had tree raids, all of us in the hood. I'm like 5 years old, 6 years old. We like raiding the trees. And we take some of the stuff to our aunties. They put them in preserves. They make preserves.
And what year was that?
Man, that was like 1964.
What was the racial makeup of the neighborhood back then?
it was black and Latin, a few Latins. But you know what, brother? We always embraced Mexicans in those days, man. And you know something? We had an avocado tree, the only tree black people didn't eat. Man, and Gilbert and them, Gonzalez and them is across the street. And they come out, we don't like you. And we throw the avocados at them, and they mama and them be picking them up, and they making guacamole. And we didn't even know what the fuck was going on, right? But and mama say, go, let's do some more, get some more. Man, we chucking avocados at them, but they was our friends, man. Went to school with them. I went to catechism with one of them just to see what catechism was like, man.
What is catechism? I don't know.
Man, it's where the Latins, the people in Catholicism, they send their children to be indoctrinated. They have to know certain things in order to be to get to the next level, to be like, oh, I'm a Catholic. You know, it's their orientation. Altar boys catechism is to bring them into worship the Pope, worship the spiritual, our leaders, and what, man, hey, to me, because I was a Baptist, and I was at First Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church on Rosecrans in Wilmington, and man, and hey, we had some fun.
What junior high school did you attend in Compton?
You know, our family.
And where did you live at during those times?
Our family was was pretty much nomadic. You know, like I said, we started over there on 135th. Then we moved to Maple and Aranby, and that's right there by Rosecrans and Aranby. And there was a dairy, there was a milk dairy right there, and it was a dead end street. So when what's his name, Lou Rawls came out with, because when you live on a dead end street, you gotta be tough and strong. Man, we thought we was tough and strong, and I was like 7 years old, and that was like a month before the riot.
Did you know Lou Rawls had a daughter that lived on Cherry?
I know. I know his daughter because she loved one of my brethrens, and I'm not, you know, everybody's living private lives, so I don't want to like conflate their lives with that, but I'll give you hints. But yeah, she dated with one of my brothers. As a matter of fact, Lou Rawls wanted to fly for the prom, wanted to fly him and her to Las Vegas for a prom party. But any case, and if she's listening and she knows, then she say, hey, yeah, I remember that, you know, because I was there. Yeah, but the thing is today, you know, I don't know. I think what we did in our neighborhood, everyone should say, hey, this is what happened. This is how we evolved. You know, this is where we came from. This is what we were. This is how we got there, so that we could teach the youth, hey man, these were our mistakes and these were our successes. So that's my primary reason for this.
Let's bump it up a little bit.
In the 70s, we moved twice. We moved to Harris and Rosecrans, Thorson and Rosecrans. That's where the Compton Drive-In used to be. So we were living there, you know, and we were hustling, doing cutting lawns and this, that, and the other. But in any case, so after that, we moved to Thorson and Greenleaf down that way by Kelly Park. So that was like 1971.
So is that the point you contacted Young Survivors?
That was at Roosevelt Junior High School. We started the Young Survivors. Okay. The same people who started US were Young Survivors. Let me tell you one quick story about Young Survivors.
Okay.
So we were this quasi-political, not knowing we were political, but we knew that we were survivors of slavery. We knew we were survivors of the diaspora. And it was just something that was DNA'd in us. And so we were the Young Survivors, you know, we were the club at at Roosevelt Junior High School. We had a lot of people with us, and we was all loving each other. So then one day, we had school, and the word got out. Hey man, what happened to Daryl Sharp? Nah man, what happened to Daryl Sharp? Hey man, he went to the Rivoli Theater, and white boy grabbed him and choked his ass out and said, go to sleep, nigga. And put him to sleep. And we had never heard no shit like that, but everybody was mad. That shit permeated from Roosevelt to Dominguez High School And by that Saturday, we all caught buses to the Rivoli Theater in Long Beach, 50 Long Beach Boulevard. So we go up in that mug, it's maybe 150 of us. So we go to the movie, and the movie was called Billy Jack. That was a movie about the white boy went to a hick town and kicked all the white boys' asses and shit. I don't know if you guys remember that movie, but Billy Jack. I was watching Billy Jack, same thing happened. Big white boy came out there, movie was going, and he tried to fuck with one of us at the front row, by closest to the screen. And that motherfucker said, he didn't know that we was all in there. It was 150 of us in there. White boy just thought he was gonna like punk us out like that, right? And he did something to one of them niggas. Niggas stood up and say, motherfucker, fall out. That's the first time I heard it, fall out. And so the white boy looked around, all the niggas stood up. White boy hit the aisle and started running up the aisle. And Ignat stepped in the aisle right before he could open up the front door and went bam, knocked the white boy out. And it was on. Cause I don't know, it was like percolating in us. We gotta get these motherfuckers.
So can you give me a roll call of the young survivors? Just
we still alive though.
Street names, not necessarily.
Man, we still alive, man.
Let me ask you.
They're not comfortable. I have to respect my mind. I have to respect my folks because they have elevated to a great level, a high level in life that's doing great things, and it's not me. It's them. They said, hey, brother, we just don't. I say, man, you should let your children know what the shit we did,
so
man.
Isn't that a bit selfish?
It could be, man. So his boys came in, military style, and dragged this big white ass out, and everybody was like, we pumped up, man. We went into the lobby, breaking glass, man. Hawk was my nigga. He know who he is, man. He always hit the cash registers. We like stealing candy and shit. Hawk like getting all the money, but he's our boy, and we split everything at the end of the day. So Hawk hit that, and then what happened was, man, gorillas came. Man, they grabbed me and Shell, man. They took us in this back room, and
Gorillas?
I mean, white gorillas, man, from the movie theater, goons, know.
Okay, you said gorillas. That's associated with.
All right. I'm in the zone with back then.
Okay.
These white boys, right? So they grabbed me and Shell, took us in the back room, started beating us they had flapjacks, pow, pow, pow. And me and Shell like, pow, 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 taking our licks. She said, we'll be right back, nigger. And then they like, it was a door, it closed this way, we was on this side, it was a deadbolt. We was in jail. So me and Shell in that motherfucker, all the shit is going on outside. And so I say, look up 10 feet, it was a little window. I said, Shell, there's a window, man. He said, hey, we grabbed the table, put it there, broke the window, jumped through it, rolled over out of the window. I didn't know how high we was. Man, we dropped about 10 feet, and we dropped right on our backs, right on a police car. Black and white Long Beach.